War often breeds invention. And, nowhere is this more evident than in the ingenuity soldiers and civilians displayed on the battlefields and home fronts during World War II. Among the countless survival skills developed out of necessity, one little-known Firecraft trick stands out. It allowed troops to maintain heat, cook meals, and even signal allies without producing the telltale puffs of smoke that could give away their position. For modern bushcraft enthusiasts, survivalists and history buffs, this forgotten technique offers insights that go beyond simple curiosity. It is a method you can replicate safely today, yielding long, clean-burning fires without the drama of smoke clouds. This trick worked because it combined patience with simple materials. The principle behind the World War II Firecraft method is, deceptively straightforward. Soldiers needed a fire that could burn steadily for hours, often in the most adverse conditions, without revealing their location to enemy reconnaissance. The solution wasn't fancy fuel or secret chemicals. It was actually the precise layering and preparation of what was already available: small sticks, dried moss, bark, and shredded fibrous material like cloth or old rope fibres. The key was not only what you burned, but, how you arranged it. The method began with the driest tinder possible. In those damp European forests or in makeshift bivouacs, troops would gather shavings from dead birch branches or fibrous inner bark. This tinder was then layered carefully with kindling so that air could flow, but the fire wouldn't flare violently. Each layer was placed deliberately. A thin base layer of tinder, a crisscross of small sticks, then a covering of slightly larger twigs, all arranged like a miniature lattice. This structure allowed the fire to smoulder in a controlled fashion, maintaining steady heat without sudden bursts of flame or smoke. By the time the fire reached the top layers, it burned evenly, giving hours of clean, visible heat. You can actually recreate this today with materials from your own backyard. Modern survivalists, they often overlook the power of layering. Most people just pile sticks haphazardly. Then, they wonder why the fire smokes or dies out. To replicate that old World War II trick, start with a small patch of dry twigs, bark, or leaves. Shred any fibrous materials you've got on hand. Old rope, fibrous cloth, or even dried grass can work if it's properly prepared. Lay your base of tinder, cross small sticks over it, and keep layering, making sure to leave tiny gaps for air to flow. The real goal here is steady combustion, not just flames that leap about wildly. Once lit, a carefully built layered fire can actually maintain heat for hours without visible smoke, even in damp conditions. For a practical example, imagine you're in a small survival shelter or perhaps just a backyard camp setup. You'd want to collect birch bark, dry leaves, or even dried cardboard strips, shredding them into thin, fibrous pieces. Then you create a small lattice, alternating the tinder with thin sticks. Light the fire at the base and let it feed upward. As it burns, resist the urge to add large logs too soon. The fire's structure ensures it burns from the bottom, producing minimal smoke and steady heat, a technique soldiers used to stay warm and, unnoticed during those long night watches. During World War II, troops quickly realized that fires could betray their position far more than their footprints ever could. A bright flame or a rising smoke column could easily give away entire units to aerial reconnaissance. The solution wasn't to extinguish the fire completely, but rather to control it. By adjusting the spacing between sticks and controlling the size of the fuel, soldiers could keep a steady smoulder instead of a roaring blaze. Modern campers can apply this same principle. Don't overcrowd your fire, make sure oxygen can reach the smouldering tinder, and resist adding large sticks until the fire is truly ready. This patience is honestly part of what made the method so effective, and why it still works in a backyard or bushcraft setting today. You know, one of the most remarkable aspects of the World War II Firecraft technique is its efficiency. By burning small sticks and tinder slowly, soldiers were able to stretch their limited fuel supplies over long periods. In a modern context, this really means less chopping, less hauling, and, well, less waste. The slow, controlled burn produces fine ash that can be used later for compost garden amendments or even as a natural detergent, a bonus that honestly few contemporary campers realize. Replicating this system teaches not just firecraft, but resourcefulness, showing how careful planning and layering can transform minimal materials into hours of practical use. Studying the ways soldiers solved everyday survival problems in World War II offers lessons that go beyond nostalgia. The hidden firecraft trick is an example of how observation, preparation and patience can create a reliable tool in the field. By understanding airflow, layering and the types of materials that burn cleanly, you can build fires that provide warmth, cooking capability and even low visibility signalling without the risk of smoke revealing your position. The technique is simple, adaptable, and surprisingly effective. Exactly the kind of hands-on knowledge that, well, history enthusiasts and survivalists value most. If you found this guide valuable, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share it with fellow bushcraft and history enthusiasts. Lessons like these aren't just stories from the past. They're living techniques that can improve your skills today. By blending historical ingenuity with modern application, you'll be better prepared for any challenge, all while connecting with the resourcefulness of those who lived through the toughest times.